Hey my loves, welcome back to another episode of my YouTube channel. Paul, I know it's been a minute and I miss you so much. I was thinking about you all through the time I wasn't uploading, and I also think you deserve an explanation as to why I went offline. From the fact that I'm busy, because you know recording takes a lot of your time and you also have to sit to edit, you also have to sit to do every other thing. I apparently also wasn't motivated, because I don't know if you noticed with the last two videos that I uploaded, I showed my face. I don't know if you noticed that the lighting was so poor. So the lighting was so poor and I just really wasn't motivated to post any other video out there, because I did a lot of videos that I couldn't upload, because after doing those videos, looking at the quality, I'm like, I'm not so satisfied with the outcome. So I just told myself that I am just going to wait out till I return back to my location. Apparently I'm back. Your baby girl is back for life, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to try to bring my body up so that you can see, because my outfit is giving baby girl, and your baby girl is back. So baby girl, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I know in my last video I was on F1 visa interview, frequently asked questions and answer, and I said I was going to do that for the whole of July. So I know a lot of you might be like, is she not going to do that series? I'm still on that series. I'm still going to do it, but I decided to spice things up, particularly for people, because like it's not everybody that is looking to get visa. Some people are looking to get admission, and I'm like, people cannot go for visa interview if they've not already gotten admission, because A comes before B, B comes before C. So I just decided to not bore people that are not going for visa interview and just kind of like mix it together, like spice it up. So we'll be doing the two. I will apparently still be talking about every other thing, and I'll also still be doing the visa interview, frequently asked questions and answer. Okay? Pop. So that's my new slang, so you might see me saying it a lot in this video. Okay? Okay?
Will you keep quiet? No. Chai.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm back, and if you are new here, I don't know where you have been. Like, I literally don't know where you have been, but I'm so glad that you decided to click on this video. And before you leave, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment down below, and do not forget to share my video. And to my old and existing subscribers, gosh, like, you literally know that it's because of you I came back. So you already know that I love you so much. Anyways, like, my introduction is already getting too long. I don't know what I've been talking about, but in today's video, as you can see from the title, I'll be giving you 5 tips to get funding in whatever program you want to apply to, be it undergrad, be it masters, be it PhD, be it EDD, whatever field you want to apply or whatever program you want to apply to. I'll be giving you 5 tips that will make you get funding, that will make you get scholarship. So if you are looking at applying for admission in spring 2023 or for 2023 or for whatever, or spring whatever, or summer whatever, make sure you watch this video to the end. Welcome back again. It's your baby girl again, baby girl for life. Anyways, I need to get serious, okay? So we'll dive right into the video. The things you need to do before you not before, but you need to do these things if you want to get scholarship or if you want to get funding into like undergrad, bachelor's. I said undergrad and bachelor's. I don't know what I'm talking about. Undergrad, graduates, whatever, but you know what I'm talking about. If you want to get admission, and I'm going to tell you, if you do these 5 things and you don't get funding, I'm in my house, come and beat me.
Well, now I feel like I can't tell if you mean it because you feel like you had to say it.
Yeah, because like it is guaranteed, like after these 5 things, trust me, you will get funding. If you don't get funding, come to my house and come and beat me. Like, I'm giving you the permission. If you don't get funding, message me, I'll give you my address. Come and beat me. Come and beat me. I'm just kidding, but actually, if you do these 5 things, by the special grace of God, you will get the funding and you get the admission. So the number 1 thing is seek information. Believe that you're already seeking information, because for you to click this video, I believe you've already done the first thing, which is seek information. Seek information. Information could be in whatever form. It could be you researching. It could be you asking questions. Like I say it a lot, do not be afraid to ask questions. If something is not clear to you, always ask the admission committee. I'm sure, like, if you're applying for a graduate program, I'm sure you have like a graduate coordinator that they already left the person's email on the portal. They did not leave that email on the portal for joking sake. They left it because if you have like any inquiry or if something is not clear to you, so that you can send them an email, so that you can ask them questions. So always seek information. It could be watching YouTube video like you are doing now, seeking information. It could be you researching. Just make sure you are seeking information. Always seek information. Of course, always seek relevant information, because I'm not just going to tell you to seek information all over the place. Always seek relevant information. Ask questions. Nobody is going to bite you for asking questions. Always ask questions. Seek clarifications, okay? So that's that on the number 1 tip. The number 2 thing is that make sure your admission material is strong enough. Your admission material includes your GPA, it includes your statement of purpose, it includes whatever standardized test that you are required to write. If you are not required to write standardized test, it is completely fine. I am also like you, I did not write any standardized test. But if you are writing standardized test, make sure it is strong enough. Remember that you are not the only one applying. Remember that there are many of you applying, and there are limited of you that they want to admit. Or sometimes they might even want to admit so many of you. But remember that the funding might be limited. So you want to make sure that your application material is standing out such that they can consider you for funding, such that they can condition, so that, God, I'm already stuttering. Such that they can consider you for assistantship. You want to make sure that your application material stands out, be it your SOP, your GPA, yeah. And some schools will tell you that if you don't meet up to this GPA, write the exam. Don't try to maneuver it, just write the exam. Make sure your resume is strong enough. Make sure your SOP is strong enough. I think I already said it that when you write SOP, make sure you are giving it to another person to read. Make sure people are looking at it with another eye. Don't just write SOP and be like, oh yeah, I've written the nice SOP, because what is nice to you might not be nice to another person. Just make sure that your application materials are strong enough, and you can ask yourself, like, if I was like the admission committee, would I admit myself? As long as you're able to give yourself that answer, yes, would I admit myself and give myself funding, then go ahead and apply. So the number 2 thing is that make sure your application is strong enough, because yeah, that is it. Like, even to get admission, your application material has to be strong, because they are not the only one applying. That's it. Then number 3 thing is apply early. The fact that some schools have some schools will tell you that they have rolling admission. Yes, they have rolling admission, but if you want to be considered for funding, you have to apply early. Because I know some schools will tell you that, okay, this is like the priority deadline for you to apply. Priority deadline basically means the deadline for you to apply, for you to be considered for funding. That is what it means in most cases. So if your school has told you that we have rolling admission, my dear, don't sleep on rolling admission and be like, yeah, I can apply anytime and they will give me admission and they will give me funding. Don't do that. If you really want to get funding, except if you are just looking for admission and you can fund yourself through grad school, through undergrad or whatever, make sure you are applying early, because most of the time, see, this funding is available on first come first serve basis. Although the first come first serve basis will also not be dependent on is your application material strong enough. Also, by now, if you are planning to apply for the fall 2023 admission, by now all your materials should be ready. Even if your school has not opened the portal, by now you should start. Even if they are not ready, but at least start gathering all your materials and set a deadline for yourself and be like, okay, by August I would have all my materials ready. And all your materials, your transcript, everything, because particularly now in Nigeria that public schools are on strike, it's kind of difficult to get transcript. So I will tell you, if you can, start gathering all your materials together. So that's the number 3 tip. Number 3 tip is apply early. I cannot overemphasize this fact. Apply early. Number 4th tip is follow up. Okay, so one thing I say about this follow-up is you have to be very smart about it, because you don't want to follow up and they will feel like, why is this person desperate? Just follow up. Like, you can send a message to check in on your admission process. or your funding process, whatever it is. Always check up. So what do I mean by always check up? When I'm saying always check up, I do not mean that you should be desperate about it. I do not mean that you should send message every day of the week for you to check up, because that time you appear so desperate. I mean, you might be desperate, but you don't want to give that vibe that, oh, this person is desperate. Especially if your application material is strong enough, you also want to, even if they are like the only schools reaching out to you, or like they are the only schools that you have prospects, you also want to show them that, you know, like, I am a star, and I'm choosing your school because I want to shine in your school. So if you are not giving me this admission, you don't want to stay in your school. But anyway, that's by the way. But do not be desperate when you are sending like follow-up messages to them. Basically, you should follow up if you have already gotten admission and your admission did not come with funding. It is okay to ask, talk about these things. It is completely okay to talk about them. Like, somebody sent me a message. She applied for 2020, and then she was like, yeah, I'm expecting this, I'm expecting that. Is it okay to follow up? Won't I look desperate? I'm like, no, you can't look desperate. You are just following up on the admission process. You are just following up on the funding process. You are not looking desperate. The only reason why you will look desperate is if you are literally sending messages to them every point in time to ask them for the process, because that way it will look like you are pressurizing them. But you follow up in a subtle way, like, I'm like, this is, you introduce yourself, like, I'm just, if it's like admission process, you just send them a message and be like, yeah, you introduce yourself, I apply for this, blah, blah. Especially if you've not sent a message to the person before, you introduce yourself, and then you tell them you're following up on the admission, if it is admission. And if you've gotten admission and you didn't get funding, you can send them a message and be like, yeah, I just got admission and I'm wondering if there is assistantship available, if there's any funding or financial aid available for students in this program, or I was wondering if there's anything students in this program have done in the past that could help me alleviate my expenses, or my whatever expenses. You already know how we do follow up now. If you've done sales before, you know how you follow up with your customers. So yeah, just follow up, but don't be desperate. Remember that, like, if you are trying to sell something to me and I told you I'm going to like get back to you, fine, I appreciate it when you follow up with me, because it shows me that you really want me to buy that thing. You really want me to buy from you. But at the same time, if you follow up with me desperately, it annoys me, because I'm like, you are not the one making the money. I'm the one making the money, and I'm literally spending my money. So that's the way this admission thing works. When you follow up, I'm not saying they expect you to always follow up, but following up is not bad. It's literally not going to remove anything from your pocket. It's not going to remove anything from you. And it's just even going to assure you that, okay, this person knows me, and this person knows that I'm in the waiting list, or this person knows that I'm literally waiting for them, or this person knows that I'm banking on assistantship to come to this school. Particularly if your profile is good, they would not want to lose you. So if you send them an email to follow up, they will definitely give you the funding. Have you thought about it like that? They will give you the funding. So the final tip is pray. Yeah, I know, like, maybe you were not expecting to see this as part of the tip, but pray. Because for me, I do not believe in luck. Because you can do every of these things and still not get funding. That is where the grace of God comes in. So pray. If that, like, a lot of people can work hard, but like, I don't even know how I'm going to explain it, but I believe that, like, hard work doesn't always equal success. I don't know if you understand what I mean. Hard work doesn't always equal success. You can do all of this and still not be successful at it. That is where the grace of God comes in, because the grace of God definitely will single you out. So now, it seems like I'm preaching, but like, I'm just telling you what has worked for me in time past, in every aspect of my life. This is what has worked for me. So the last thing is that you should pray. Pray very well, and trust me, if you apply all of these 5 tips, trust me, schools will literally be begging you to come to their school. Okay, actually, I maybe I lied about that, but yeah, but like, you get funding at least in one of the schools that you apply to, if you do all of these 5 things. Even if you don't get funding in all of the schools, you will get funding in at least one school if you do all of these things. So yeah, we have now come to the end of this video. If you've not already given my video a thumbs up, make sure you give my video a thumbs up. Make sure you press the bell notification so that you can get notified every time I post my video. And make sure you subscribe to this channel if you've not already subscribed. Make sure you comment down below. Make sure, and if you are already in the US and you are watching this video, make sure you comment down below on what you think worked for you when you were applying for admission. Because as for me, I'm going to say that number one, I'm going to say that like 3 worked for me, because like I was literally asking for clarification. Something is not clear to me, I'm asking, because like I don't want to use head knowledge. I was asking for clarification, I was seeking information. And then also, like, I applied early. I think if you've not seen my admission story, I'm going to link it somewhere here, because I applied early. Like, I literally applied early. I submitted my first application in October, so I applied early. And what was the third thing that worked for me? I also prayed. God, the grace of God really worked for me. To be honest, I'm going to say I tried everything, to be honest, because I tried everything. I also prayed. My application was strong enough, at least to the best of my knowledge, and I also followed up. Because, so let me tell you something, why it is important to follow up. I'm going to tell you a short story, and then we would end this video so that you know that it is important to follow up. So I don't know if you've not seen my admission story. I'm going to link it here or here. I'm going to link it somewhere on the screen. So remember, like I said, like the last school, or I don't know if I mentioned the name of the school, or maybe I did not mention the name of the school, but I don't want to really call out any name of any school. So remember that I said the last school did not give me, like, they literally did not invite me to for their interview days. First off, about the GRE requirements, stuff. It was because I was following up. That's why they eventually waived the GRE for me. Because first off, like, you kept it on your portal that you were waiving GRE. And then I applied, I submitted my application, and then you told me you were not waiving GRE. So imagine if I told myself, okay, like, I'm just going to let it go, but no, I can't let it go. I cannot waste the money, even though I didn't pay for that application. But I cannot still waste the money. Okay, let's not talk about money right now, because I literally did not pay for the application. But I cannot waste my time and effort in trying to apply to this school. So I literally followed up. And I allowed them rest for a while. But in January again, I picked up my follow-up, because I'm like, I cannot allow this application to slide like that. And then when they invited other people for academic interview, and I saw it, because I literally was following them on social media, and I saw it, how they were posting, we did our interview days, we did this, we did that, and I saw that they did not invite me. I sent them another follow-up message. I said, yeah, like, I know, like, you invited me for interview, but like, I literally did not see my name. Like, to be honest, I really can't remember the message I sent to them. If I remember, I'm going to link it up here. I'm going to put a picture here of the message I sent to them about, they didn't invite me for interview, this and that, even though they told me they were going to invite me for interview. And like, the person, I think the person forgot. Let me know, like, because the person's response at that time, I think the person literally forgot, but which is fine, which is completely fine. But I just said this to say, I don't know if you actually get anything from the story I just said, but I just said this to say, follow-up is important. That's it. Follow-up is important. So yeah, we've now come to the end of this video. Okay, so I see you in my next video. Bye.